Hello, art friends. It's me, Mrs. Treat, here to do another really fun art project with you today. I am calling these the funky cats or fabulous cats. We are going to be making these adorable cats out of whatever material you have. If you look closely at that, you can see it is in fact newspaper. Nothing special about this particular piece of paper. It was free, which I love. So if you can get your hands on any type of scratch paper, if you happen to have some random newspaper laying around, or maybe even just a random piece of mail, anything will work to create your background for your adorable cat. You will also need your markers today. You will also need some sort of glue and scissors. So go get the materials you need and let's go ahead and get started. All right, as you can see, I have just removed a small section, just kind of a thin strip of newspaper. I didn't need all of it, so I just got rid of the rest of it for my funky cat. Now, you can see the colors are what make it so spectacular, and we've got different lines in colors, and they're different thicknesses as well, and that's also going to add a lot of interest to our cat. So we are going to be creating those colors with our markers. What's really nice about using a paper with print is you'll be able to see the words in the background, and that's what makes this a lot more interesting. So let's go ahead. There is no right or wrong way to create your stripes. We will get started using your markers and fill this entire paper with stripes of color. All right, artists, now that we've got our background colored, we are going to be drawing the shape of our cat. Now you can choose to do this in pencil or marker, either is just fine. And we are going to start up at the top with the head. Now the head can either be a circle or an oval. Either shape would be just fine. I think my last one was more of a circle, so I think I might go a bit more oval on this one, just to make the cats look a little bit different for my project. So there is my head. Let's go ahead and do two triangles. I'm going to curve them out just slightly. Triangles for the ears. And then I'm going to come down, skinny neck right at the base of the head, and I'm going to come out a little bit for the body. So I'm going to start on one side, kind of a long narrow neck, and then I'm going to curve out. Do the same thing on the other side, curving out. So we've got the neck and the body. And then just off to the side, either left or right, either one's just fine. I'm just gonna add sort of an S curve and wrap that around, and that will be the tail. Once you get to this point, we're gonna go ahead and cut it out. Grab your scissors and get started. All right, as you can see, we've got our cat cut out. Now we want to glue it onto some sort of background. Now this one I had orange construction paper. For this one I've got yellow construction paper, but honestly, you could even glue it back onto a piece of newspaper if you'd like. And again, that black and white print makes it even more interesting. So whatever you've got available to you is honestly just fine. This is just a scrap. I cut out two at a time by accident, but he fits on there just perfectly, and I think it looks really adorable. So I'm gonna actually glue it on another random scrap of newspaper. I'm gonna get a hold of my glue stick, but regular glue would be just fine. I just like glue stick for this particular project so I don't make a big mess, because this newspaper is really thin, and sometimes glue can make it a little bit wobbly and kind of mess up the paper. So if you've got a glue stick for newspaper, it might work a little bit better. Adding some glue stick around the entire back of my cat. I'm gonna flip it over and glue it right to the bottom. Press, and there is the base of our cat. Next, to make them even more kooky, we're gonna add some fun eyes. So you need to get a hold of some white paper. Now again, that can just be scratch paper, that would be just fine. White envelope would be just fine. So whatever you've got available to you is truly fine, as long as it's white, some sort of white paper. I made them to make them a little more kooky. I made 2 different sized eyes. That makes it a little more fun. So I'm gonna probably go with that same type of look again. But again, you could do oval eyes, you could do circle eyes. There really is not a right or wrong way. So I'm gonna go ahead. Actually, I changed my mind on how I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna draw them first. And here's why I changed my mind. Because when I cut them out, I want to have that black outline, because if you look at my example, can you see the black outline on the eyes? I like that little bit of a black outline. You don't have to have it, but I personally like that look. So that's why I changed my mind. So my apologies, I opted for a different approach. That's the best part of art. There isn't really a right or wrong way. We celebrate the beautiful oops, which, as we know, is there are no mistakes. It's just an opportunity for a new ending. And I can't tell you how much that has changed how I do my own artwork, because I am always just really happy with how everything turns out, because there's no mistakes, which is awesome. It makes it a lot less stressful to do. All right, so I've got my eyes. We can place those on your cat wherever, whichever direction I want. Maybe I want them super close together. That'd be kind of cute. I'm gonna go ahead and glue those down with my glue stick again. Now I'm gonna do a nose when we're finished as well. And again, I liked a big old cat nose. So how I approach this, again, you just need a scrap piece of paper. The nose can be any color, because let's face it, it's a rainbow cat. He can get really crazy if we want him to. So I'm going to grab my scrap paper. I am going to draw myself a nose for the same reason, because I like that black, big old cat nose. Kind of a triangular shape, sort of, just a curved triangle. Then I'm gonna add a fun color. If you want it to be rainbow again, you can, but I want my background to really be separate. I want you to be able to see the nose, and I'm afraid if I make it rainbow striped again, it might get lost against the body of the cat. So therefore, I'm just going to stick with a fun orange color for this guy. Go ahead and cut it out. Again, I'm gonna leave that black line because I want to be able to see that. All right. Oh, I love it. He's got a big old honking beak. All right, I'm gonna glue that down. And when we're finished with this, we need to add the pupils in the eyes. And honestly, you could do that first, you could do that second. There isn't really a right or wrong way to do that. I'm gonna overlap it just a little bit in the eyes just because I think it looks cute. All right, I'm gonna add my pupils on my kitty. I like to leave that little white spot to give that little shimmer in his eyes. And you can add some sort of mouth. He's a happy little kitty. And of course, we love a good whisker on your cats. You could add eyelashes. You could honestly do whatever you'd want to add those fun little details at the end. And there we have it. We have our funky kitty, which was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed today's project. We'll see you again next week.